Recording and
All right, hello. We're going to present our assignment for global operations. We're going to talk about Apple. So we're Team 11. We're presented by myself, Kentaro, Londil, Anton, and Basu. So just to talk about a little bit about Apple's background, it started in 1976. It was founded by Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne in Los Altos, California. And these are some of the key products and services from Apple. They operate mainly by direct and indirect channels. Some of the main distributed partners are cellular networks and wholesalers. So as for the segment and market distribution, one of the main segments from Apple are the Americas, Europe, Greater China, Japan, and the rest of the world, with the Americas representing around 40% of their sales. And as for the revenue and financial overview, the company's market cap as for December was $3.65 trillion, with an increase of 22.4%. And as for the net sales, it is represented mainly for iPhones with almost 28%, with the services being increasing in the last few years. And probably they will be keeping an eye on the services because of how fast is technology growing, mainly as for emerging technology, augmented reality, and artificial intelligence. Now I'm going to pass it to Anton.
Hello, I would like to talk a little bit about financial ratios, which, and more specifically, the cash conversion cycle, which illustrates the production efficiency of the company. This is a financial metric which combines it shows how much cash has been invested in operations and the return of this cash and how fast the products sell. In the case of Apple, it's minus 76 days, which is way better compared to the industry, which is a positive 24 days, and its main competitor Samsung, which is even more, 125 days. That means that Apple finances its operations through its vendors. And also, next slide, please. Apple has passed a very long way from a company that does products better to becoming a leader now in research and development of new technology. It's a stage 4 company as per the highest and wheelwright model of operation strategy. Its focus is on design and direct to consumer model. 38% of sales happen in its own shops. And it has optimal product portfolio, which also adds to the effectiveness of its operations. And next slide, please. A little bit about the leadership that adds to the performance. They stress on 3 main characteristics: deep expertise, immersion in the details, and willingness to collaboratively debate for new innovations and new ideas inside the company. And next one. Now Vasu will be talking about the overview of the operation management fits.
Thank you, Anton. Apple has always been recognized as a leader in innovation, but its operational efficiency is the backbone of the customer effectively. Firstly, I'll talk about the vertical integration of Apple. This also combines the strategy with a large global supply network. We have always seen Apple's design a semiconductor such as the M series processors, while also collaborating with assembly companies like Foxconn in China. Secondly, Apple adapts to the lean management, lean inventory management through just-in-time process, which we have also studied in our class. This strategy decreases the waste and storage expenses by supplying components only when they needed. For example, during the COVID-19, this method allowed Apple to remain adaptable and respond to the supply chain interruptions while avoiding overproduction. Thirdly, Apple also uses complex analytics tool to estimate the demand, streamline supply chains, and keep the worldwide operations running smoothly. With all of these things, we know that they have such a huge reach the because of the global launch, and which also avoid a lot of overproductions and stockouts. Some of the opportunities which we see from Apple as operational efficiency is let's talk about from right to left. When it is from the regional supply chain optimization. Apple has been making decisions to put the supply chains in India and Vietnam so that they increases the optimal level of manufacturing. Secondly, on the sustainability, sustainability isn't just Apple's responsibility. It is their major operational opportunity. They have pledged that by 2030 they want to become carbon neutral. So aligning its goal with the consumer demand for the greener product. And lastly, I have also learned from the Apple's newsroom that they are using a lot of automations and AI for the robotic manufacturing, which not only increases their efficiency but also the product quality overall. Let's talk about some of the challenges which they have been facing so far. They have been facing the challenges of this global supply chain disruption. For example, during the COVID-19, we have seen because of the lockdown, the entire Faxon factory was been shut down, and they were very short on the production. The quality management is also an issue again. For example, in 2022, there was shortage of iPhone 14 manufacturing, followed by the supply constraints and a sustainability pressure. And now I'll pass it to Lionel to talk about the analysis of operations.
So this schema shows the analysis of the overall operation of Apple and what parties are involved in their chains. So when they outsource to third parties, they have key partners like Foxconn and Megatron and Wistron, so they can focus on design and innovation. And this allows them to have control over proprietary technologies like their silicon chips. And whilst this supply chain, it helps move products in a time-effective way so that they can have just-in-time inventory management, it does come with risks, massive risks, where they are dependent on foreign countries like China to manufacture, where they could be vulnerable to geopolitical tensions and regulatory changes and supply chain disruptions. But in the next slide, which we don't have time to cover the whole 1-minute video, but just to summarize, it shows you the diagrammatic of how the processing is all encompassed through all these countries. Apple has a very complex system where it utilizes location strategy, its inventory and supply chain management to offload capacity and to manage its high focus on quality management and design. So in the next slide, to improve these and battle like the high demand variability of the challenges that come from high spikes during the launch products, we've come up with solutions. They've come up with solutions where they have to implement advanced forecasting models using AI to predict demand more accurately, to scale up production capacity during peak demand times. And they also invest in building factories within the USA to deliver these complex components. This in turn, well, it's a management strategy that is going to like leverage maintain the low price variability and moderate product variety and have premium products. And maintain a high product launch, maintain their premium products. Thank you.
Okay, so now from now, I want to explain improvement recommendation part 2. And as you can see, the map on the right, the Apple, the production basis and the supply chains are highly dependent on the certain region. So what we recommend to Apple is to move half of their production basis concentrated in China to Southeast Asia or India. And there are some reasons for that. First reason is diversification of geopolitical risks. In recent years, China and the United States have been kind of difficult situation, and it's not stable. So it's gonna be some risks like to increase the tax of the transport. So this is gonna be the first reason. So second reason is long-term improvement of production capacity. India and Southeast Asia countries are one of the regions with the fastest population growth in the world. So the supply of the labor is expected to continue to expand, and which is really necessary for Apple, we think. And third one is proximity to markets and growth potential. These countries are very attractive as rapidly growing consumer market, not only for production basis. So yeah, it's really good place, and expand local production bases will reduce delivery costs and lead times. So they can contribute to customers. And lastly, environmental and sustainability consideration. Moving production bases to India and Southeast Asia is also aligned with Apple's sustainability goals. Their regions are making progress in investing in renewable energy and sustainable manufacturing technologies. So that's our recommendation for Apple's, and this is our presentation for operation.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.